Hi, in this tutorial we will see how we can do a spinner, so you can use that when you want to load some information and the user must wait. So we will create a new application from scratch here. So I create a new application, mg_new, and the name of the application will be the spinner here, and we can do some prefix to have a name for the application, so we can put sp for the prefix here, so it will be really short. Of course you can press enter and it will create the application, so we can see that when we will be back after, and during its installation we can check the documentation. We can say yes for the routing from the dollar, from the question, and SCSS of course. Okay, so when I say that, we can check in the documentation here. You can say Angular and prefix here. So when you do that, you can check here when you do a new project, what does it mean. So if you check the documentation, it will give me some information about new, so you can check it here. And when you create a new project, you have a lot of parameters that you can choose, and one of them it's the prefix. So you can change the prefix, and by default it's app. So you can change app to something else, because every component that you create, you will have this prefix. Alright, it's installing, so when it's finished, I will be back just after. Okay, it's just finished. So I can go to the application and we can launch with the code, with Visual Studio Code. So I recommend that you install the application Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have that, you can install that and you can download it from the code visualstudio.com, and it's really handy. So you have a lot of package and also plugins that you can install. That is really nice. If you launch code with that, it will start the application from the current directory. When the application is starting, you will see on the left all the files, and you can start a new terminal here. Okay, so just to see if everything is okay, you can install all the package with npm-e, and after you can start the server with npm start. So now it's just finished, so I open a new window here and I will start the application to see everything is okay. You can do control click on the URL to open a new tab in your favorite browser. Okay, it's just finished. We can open the browser to see if everything is okay. And yeah, it's working, so it's really nice. So we can start. First, we need to install Angular material. So what I recommend, we can first create a new component. So we go to the SSE, to the app, and we will create a new component. To do that, I go here. Okay, I go to the SSE directory, to the app, and after I create a new component with ng_c for component, and the name of the component here, it will be testpin. So I have create the testpin here. Of course you can have a better structure, but this is just for test, a quick test, so you can see that directly. So as you can see, there is a component create here, and we have the HTML, the SCSS, also the testing file, and also the TS. This is really the basic structure for a component. After, we will install just Angular material. To do that, we just check the documentation. So we go here and we will install Angular material for Angular. So we will just do with npm-e. There is other method, but I recommend that you use this method. So you just copy this command. After, we will run that here. So we go to the correct directory, so it will be the spinner. So I will install that here. Okay, just finished. So we go to the style. We will add this line, but we will change to another library. So we will use Indigo Pink. So I will just write that here, Indigo Pink. There is other theme, but feel free to change this one to the one that you want. So if you go to the documentation, to the theming for Material Angular, you can see here you have other style, as you can see here. Feel free to change it, and also you can customize the theme with your own color, of course. We will install also material icons, so I recommend that you use this command to install that. And also you need to add the style, so you go to the import. Also we will do that just here. So when it's installing, we can do also the stuff here, and everything is complete. Just to see if everything is okay, you save all, and you can go to the app module, and we will test just an example from the Material Angular, just to see if everything is okay. So I go here, and I go to Angular Material. I choose one of component here, so we'll choose, for example, we can choose, for example, the batch. For example, I take the first, so I take the code here, I go to the spin here, and of course if you don't copy the class you will see no result, but this is not the goal here, just to see if everything is okay. So you need to import the mat batch module here, so you go to the app module and we import this, and don't forget to import the library, of course. So everything is indicated in the documentation, so don't worry, just check. If there is something wrong, you will see that directly here. So I save everything, and you know you need also the button, so you go here for to put the import for the button. So we go to the API and we import the button here. So I go here, I import the button here. Okay, and everything is okay. So I save everything, and we can check with the server if everything is okay. To do that, I go to the app component, I remove everything except the router outlet, and I will put the test pin. So to see the prefix, you go to this and you will see the prefix just there. So we just put the correct name. Okay, this is good, and everything is okay, so this is all right. So we save everything and we can see what happens. And this is working, this is really nice. So now we can do the task that we want to do. So it means we have a button with two states. When it's loading, we want the spinner, and when it's not loading, we want the possibility to do the action that we want. So I go to the documentation, I check for a material button, so we go here, and we will take, for example, the flat of the race. So I will take the race for the example here, so we can take the button here. Okay, we go here, and we can use a mat icon, so I will use that like here. As you can see, we need to import the module also, So everything is indicate here. So we need everything, some indication here. If you don't know, you go to the documentation here, we go to the icon, we go to the API, and we can copy the import here. So for sure we have everything. Okay, this seems good, and now it will be okay here. So now we need to find an icon, so I go here, I write my icon list, and you have a lot of choice, but for the demonstration here we will just pick one of them, maybe the alarm, for example, of the alarm ads. So you can add alarm. Okay, so I go here and we can save everything and check. Alright, we can see the application, and yeah, it's working. So now I want something really circle, so I will change just the layout of that. So I right click on that and we will change the look and feel here. Of course you can use some already button already in this case, but for the practice I will just show here. So we will put a border radius of 50% just to have something circle. After we will change the min white because it will be fixed here, and we want to remove the padding and the margin. So we want really something without a specification. Also the white we can put this length, and inside we have the icon. So as you can see there is a margin also on the icon, but we don't want this margin, so I will remove the margin. This is really nice, so this is really what we want. So I just copy the code that I have created here. I will create a class on the button, so we will just go there and we will put the class that we name. For the example we will just put a custom alarm, for example. So we will just put custom alarm. I just passed the code that I have here. And for the mat icon, as you remember, I don't know if you remember, there was a class here, so there was no padding and no margin. Okay, so now everything is okay, so we can save everything and we can see if it's okay in the browser now. Okay, this is really nice. This is really what we want. Okay, now we want a spinner, so I go to the documentation here and we have a section for the spinner. So I go to the progress spinner and this is the guy that we need, so we just pick him here and I just put the step below. We need two states. The mat spinner is not ready, so we need to import the module. So we go to the API and we import the module here. Okay, so this is good. And also I do the import just after. Alright, this is okay. And now everything is okay. So now I will create a local variable for the loading, but this is just for the practice, so we will put that false. And after we will put two states. One we want to show and the other one we don't want to show. So for the first, if it's not loading, we can show the possibility to activate the alarm, and if it's not the case, it's the loading. So we save and we can watch what happens. Okay, so now we go here. Okay, we have the icon. So now I will put when it's loading to true. Okay, you see this is really big, so we need just to do something really small and to change the color, of course. So we will do the 2-in-1. So I go to the circle. As you can see, I go to the SVG here, I go to the clipper here, and we go here. So we have the parameter in the component. So if you go to the documentation, so you go here, this one, sorry, yeah. So you go to the progress spinner, you go here, you have diameter, I think. So this is here. So okay, so you can use this parameter to change the size of the spinner. So I go here, I change that to 18 pixel. Okay, we will see nothing, so we must change also the color of this thing. So it will be something to change also. Okay, it's almost the same color, so we need to change that. So we go here, we change the color. You see, this is the property to change the color. So we go here, we copy the code here, we just go there, and we copy the code here. So I will do the color. So if you see, the instruction is in SVG. So you see, this is the stroke that I must change. So I will change the stroke. So we will change that to something white, because this is something you know, dark. And if you save, you will see nothing, and you will tell me why, because everything is okay. I will explain. Indeed, you see nothing. This is coming from the library, so you must override that. So you go here and you override. And now you will see this is the correct color, and this is really nice, because you see something is busy when you are doing something else. Now the other stuff that we can do, it is loading. We don't permit to have the cursor. So you go here, you change the class that maybe you know, this is the pointer, and this is something that we must change, because we want the default pointer. So we need something by default when the user have something is loading. So we can do something like this to change, you know, but we will use that. We will use the class pointer, and if it's loading, we put the default, and if it's not loading, we can put the cursor. So it will change directly. So I will put that to false, and normally you see here it's not accessible, and now it's accessible. So you see, this is really the things that we want. We have an alternate way to do also something like this. It's to use the CSS only. So I will just show you a quick step to do the same with only the CSS. Okay, so you can create a div here with the loader, and after you have this class. So you have the styling for the spinner and also the animation, so it will be something to rotate, as you can see here. We go here, and you see the spinner is there. Of course, it is really big, so you need to adjust, but we can do some adjustments so you can see what we have if we do that differently. So I will do here, it's just for the exercise, because you don't need to do that. I recommend here that you use material, but if it's not the case and you're not satisfied, you can do something else, for example. And if it's too much customized, I recommend that you do your own component or div here, just for the spinner. Okay, this is okay. and we can adjust the size. As you can see, it was really really small, so we can do something, divide for 20 for example, and we can do something here from 8 for something really small. And there is 2 colors here, so this is a different styles, but as you can see, we can do that also. Okay, I save everything, and this is okay. So we can do here. So now we can see here, okay, there is no loading because we have put the variable loading to false. So now I will put that to true. So everything is okay. So we can see here now, yeah, you see with the spinner here. You need some adjustment, of course, to do something more related to what we want to do. This is too much, too big, so maybe we can put 2 pixels here for the border. Also, we need no border top, so we can put just 1 border. And we can do something really similar like this. Okay, so it just to mimic something that will be exactly the same than the previous one, as you can see, but we need the other border because there was the border top here. So I removed too much here, so I will put the border top. This is okay, and this is okay, and we can put less here. Okay, so maybe it will be something really smaller here. Okay, and we can change the background. You see, we can have exactly the same background than in below. So maybe we can try, because I never try that, but we can do that. It's the transparency to have the same color. Okay, this is almost nice. This is go fast, so we must do the same faster. So we can change the speed also here. But this is something else. So this takes 2 seconds. So if you change, and it will take 1 second, it will be faster. So everything is controllable, so this is really important. So as you can see, now you can do a nice spinner when the information is loading. So I hope you will have enjoyed this video, and I will see you for the next tutorial. Thank you, bye.